YouTube, we need to talk. I've always been nervous to make a video like this, as I do have an unpopular opinion involved in this video, so I will say that now before I go any further on the matter. Now, I know every YouTuber says this. We all hear it all the time, that YouTube is at its lowest, YouTube is at its worst, YouTube is so awful, and YouTube can't get any lower than this. Well, I was talking to my friend Wesley about this the other night, and I do think that YouTube is legitimately at its lowest. Like, there is no worse content that is blowing up than what is currently doing well on YouTube. It just seems like every 4 days, or actually every 4 hours, I'm seeing a new video about this person's diss track, reacting to this diss track, this person's diss track, and reacting to that person's diss track, or any number of the Paul brothers vlogs. Just the general repetitiveness of what is blowing up and what is technically trending on YouTube is really bothersome to me. It's really something that gets under my skin. Not because I think that these people are bad, it's nothing about my personal opinions. I mean, anybody's allowed to create any content they want, but it's just that it's like, really? Really? And I know what everybody says, well, the people watching it, they're just kids. They're just little kids. It's just kids watching it. Simple fact is that it's working. Lord Voldemort himself is pulling in around $2 million a month. That's right, $2 million a month. That is probably more than I would ever be able to fathom in a year. But one of the bigger things that bothers me about this whole type of situation is that the fact that this is the only way that you can grow. This is the only way that people are getting views. It seems like if you search Jake Paul, you get 1.5 million different videos talking about whatever aspect of Jake Paul, whether they love him, they hate him, exposing him, showing old information, Jake Paul's old vines, or anything like that. That's the only way to grow. That's the only way to get views, it seems like. Either that or putting out diss tracks on every other person on the planet. Now, a perfect example of this is where my unpopular opinion comes in, and that is on H3 having Jake Paul on his podcast. And I'm not going to make this a super professional video. This is just me giving my point of this is showing that this is the only way that growth is going to happen on YouTube. Seeing the fact that he made so many videos on Jake Paul to begin with, now he's brought on Jake Paul to his podcast, really shows how dire it is on YouTube just to try and surpass the vloggers and the diss track. I don't have any super serious rant coming out or anything like that because I love Ethan's content. I've always loved H3 as a whole channel, but I just feel like that it's a scary sign when they have Jake Paul on their podcast and that's what is helping them get the views.
I want to die.
And for a channel like mine, somebody that is just over 150 subs, who has a lot of ideas and has a lot of things that they'd like to put out and they'd love to see blow up, as anybody would. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody else or that I'm worse than anybody else or anything like that. My phone just fell. But what I'm trying to say is that it's hard for me to put my opinion out and have my opinion be taken seriously or not be credited as somebody else's work. This does have something to do with the continuing Leafy clones and now Pyro clones. I'm apparently a Pyro clone now, but Pyro hasn't done this kind of video for, I think almost a year. But it's hard to have an unpopular opinion when you're such a small channel on YouTube who's trying to branch out in the same community as these people that you have an unpopular opinion about.
Hearing these melodies.
I really don't know what else to say other than that I am very concerned for how YouTube is going and the state that it is currently in. I really do hope that something does happen about this whole Jake Paul FaZe Banks situation, but it does seem like it's going to go in Banks' situation, which makes me happy because A, FaZe Clan, and B, I just want this to be over. I just want this Jake Paul Team 10 nightmare to be over, however it needs to happen. That's really it for today's video. I'm sorry it was more serious and kind of depressing, but this will be my last video before I go back to school, so you know, my next video will probably be out sometime next week. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe if you guys are new, comment down below if you have something to say. I will see you guys all in the next video with much better quality.
Bitch, I think things will be alright.
Hold up, yeah. We smell cause I got all the nugs. Whole phone full of all of my plugs. Bad bitches, I was giving them hugs. I don't date them, I just see what it does. I don't know you, man, you ain't my cuz. You don't know me, you know who I was. Yes, I'm running if I see the fuzz. I'm not drunk, just a little bit buzzed. Okay, I lied, I can't even see, but being fucked up is a part of me. If you don't like it, then you can leave. If you don't like it, then you can leave. Okay, I lied, I can't even see.